something in the physical to receive something in the spiritual. You need to listen to what is God saying to you. I wrote a whole list of things that I wanted, and I expected God to be a genie. Hi family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Tessa. If you are new or returning subscriber, welcome back. So a few months ago I made a video about the types of fast that I did. So this is a follow-up video, and it's been a while, but things have been so hectic that I'm gonna start being very consistent now. So in this video I'm going to talk about fasting in general. So number one, what is fasting? Fasting is giving up something for a period of time for a particular reason. But because I'm a child of God, fasting for me is giving up something in the physical to receive something in the spiritual. I live by the scripture. It says, "For we walk by faith and not by sight," and it's in Corinthians 5 verse 7. So fasting, it is done out of faith. Number two, the different types of fast. So there's different types of fast, like the intermediate fast. You get dry fast, and then you also get a Daniel fast. But for me, fasting, it's giving up anything. So fasting can be, God can lead you to give up listening to a certain type of music. It can lead you to give up food, certain drinks, certain habits. So it's between you and God, because you need to listen to God, and you need to listen to your spirit, the Holy Spirit that speaks to you, and God will direct you and tell you exactly what to give up during your fasting period. I know sometimes God will lead me to give up certain music for a certain period, or to give up a certain activity for a period, or stop eating different types of food. But that's why you need to be still and listen to God's voice, so He can tell you what to give up. How often should we fast? So it's the same as the different types of fast. You need to listen to God, so He can tell you, when to fast. There's no particular time to fast. I know that a lot of people, fast beginning of the year. They would fast, and it's actually a very great way to start your year, is to fast and really listen to what God is saying to you. You really need to listen to what is God saying to you, so He can direct your path during the year. So there's no particular time. You can fast beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. Just listen to God's voice, and He will tell you exactly when to fast. Sometimes God can lead you to fast for just a day, or He can lead you to fast for 7 days, 21 days. So there's no period of time that you need to fast for. So the days that you need to fast for, it's between you and God. So just listen to God and just be still. So does fasting work? I remember my fasting journey started in 2022. I started it with the church. My church that I used to be in, they used to do a 21-day fast beginning of the year. And I started fasting with them in 2022. And I remember that I wrote down a few things. And while I was busy fasting, I could really see a lot of those things that it actually came to pass. And then during the year, I remember I did the same thing. I wrote a whole list of things that I wanted, and I expected God to be a genie and granted everything that I wrote on the list. And I remember while fasting, something told me, no, Tessa, God is no genie. That's not how fasting works. Fasting, it's really about doing it in faith. So sometimes you would expect God for something, but then God has something better for you. So in that period of fasting, you need to listen to God's voice. He may not give you everything that you want, but He's definitely going to give you everything that you need. So that's why it's so important at the beginning of your fast. It's okay to fast for a certain area of your life, but don't just focus on, this is what I want. because you may want a certain thing, but then God has something better planned for you. So it's really, how can I say it? You really need to be still and listen to His voice. So it's so important to listen to His voice and not to your own voice while fasting, because we can sometimes get so distracted to say, but this is what I want and I am going to get it, instead of listening to God's voice, where He can probably tell you that, no, yes, I understand you want it, but I've got something better. So does fasting work? Yes, it does. It may not give you everything that God may not give you everything that you want, but He's definitely going to give you everything that you need. So, in closing, fasting is not easy, but it's all worth it. The beginning of a fast and the end of a fast, it's normally the most difficult. The beginning, because it's very difficult to give up certain habits, and then the end, because you're almost finished, but then you just feel like, okay, cool, I'm almost finished, and you feel like giving up. So, those two, it's the hardest, but it's all worth it to, keep on pushing. Um, Fasting is also a method to just get close to God and to hear His voice. Sometimes we get so distracted in this busy world full of technology and voices that we forget to listen to God's voice. So fasting is also a way of, just hearing God's voice and not having any distractions around you, and to use all the time that you used to do a certain activity, to use that time to actually get closer to God. Because believe me, after a fast, your mind really feels so renewed, and that is what makes fasting so amazing. That after a fast, you see things in a different light. You see things in a better light. While I'm talking, I'm actually remembering back in 2023. I was in a relationship, but in my spirit, I knew it wasn't the right relationship for me, and I ended the relationship. And I remember telling my best friend that, you know what, friend, for the first time in my life, because I'm one of those people, I write down like my 5-year plan, my 10-year goal, what I want to do, how I want to do things. And for the first time in my life, I honestly did not know where I'm going, career wise, faith, because I was still looking for a different church. Um, Lately, in all aspects of my life, in terms of my hobbies, what to do, I honestly did not know where I'm heading. And I remember just being still for 5 days, and I said to God, okay, cool, I'm going to give up a certain thing just so I can hear your voice close. And I remember He directed me to a certain church. And in that church, I started attending a lot of the events, and I met a dear friend on one of my hikes. And I remember I went to young adults, and in that young adults, I actually met my husband. 3 months later, we got engaged. 3 months later, we got married, and here we are today in a different country. And sometimes I still feel like, what happened? Because in 2023, I did not know where I'm going, and a year and a half later, here am I today. And sometimes it feels so surreal, but that's just what happens when you're like, okay, God, I know that I'm one of those people that likes making plans, but now I'm just going to be still and let you direct my path. And amazing things, came from it. I remember also this year, before we left, I received an award. There's so many other things that happened to me just because I told myself that instead of making a lot of plans, just be still. And I'm still trying to practice it. Yes, I still plan, but I'm actually planning not to make too many plans. God, you might plan, but it's God's will that will prevail. So yes, that is fasting. I hope this video really helped you a lot. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Till the next one. Goodbye.